In this video, I am going to show you how we help roofing companies get messages like this so you can keep your crews busy and fill your calendar with roofing estimates without spending any more money on ads, even during the slower periods, because I'm sure you don't want to pay your crews to stand around like these guys. Now, in order to make this happen, it is a very, very simple process for you. All you need to do is get us access to your database via a spreadsheet, API, or any other method that you have, and we'll make it work. And then the next time you need to do anything, there'll be appointments scheduled on your calendar that you'll need to have conversations with, and there'll also be live phone transfers. But this is literally it until that point. Now, once we get your database, we're going to hand it off to Sarah, who is our AI roofing assistant. Sarah will be trained on your business, everything on your website, your services, your frequently asked questions, and anything else you want her to know. She will be trained on before she starts to engage with the leads in your database. Now, when she does start to engage with the leads in your database, and you might want to pause the video and kind of read this conversation to see how good she is. But this lead came into this roofer's database in 2023. This conversation took place in May of 2026. And some things I want to point out about this conversation is Sarah was actually working at 5 a.m. when the lead initially responded back. Sarah followed up when the conversation kind of stalled out. She kind of nudged it forward, sent a second message. Sarah booked an appointment, and a day or two later, the client had to cancel, but Sarah was able to rebook her at another time. And she's very, very good. And when she starts to work on it, like for this client, that same client you just saw, when we started the campaign, we sent out 75 text messages, and she booked 3 appointments. And again, these leads were from 2023 and 2024, and this conversations took place in May of 2026. Now, what I kind of want to do here is, this is a revenue calculator we have on our website. It's scalelayer.ai. And this is a roofer that had 5,000 leads in their database with an average deal of about $15,000. And then we're very conservative. Now, the newer the data, the higher the reactivation rate. Older data, is going to be around 3 out of 100 that will end up booking or doing a live transfer. And then we expect you guys to be able to close out of 5 booked appointments on the calendar, probably about 1 out of those 5. And in this scenario, if that with the $15,000 deal, there is roughly about $495,000 of unrealized revenue just sitting in the database. And that breaks down to about 155 handoffs, which should be about 33 closed deals. Now, sometimes the data is a bit older, and it may not be very good data. Even if that's the case, you're still going to be looking at that number on the bottom left, around 300 grand. And if the data is a bit newer and it's very good data, you're going to be looking closer to that $693,000 mark. There is a pile of gold sitting in most of your databases. Now, who is this best for? Well, we call this our missed revenue recovery system, and it's designed for established roofing companies that already have the foundation in place to handle additional opportunities. Sales teams capable of handling live transfers and following up quickly. Usually they have at least 2,000 leads in their CRM that are ready to be worked, and generating around at least 100 new leads per month, and the ability to consistently run appointments and close deals. If you've got these pieces in place, you're likely an excellent fit for this system. If you don't have quite 2,000 leads, you can still reach out, but we may or may not be able to work with you. Now, what types of leads work best for this? Old estimates, Facebook leads, Google leads, people that submitted forms on the website, Angie and Home Advisor leads, and homeowners who were shopping around and maybe just kind of ghosted you guys. Because these homeowners already expressed interest in your services, they typically respond much better than just totally cold prospects. So this is not designed for purchased lead lists, scraped data, Zillow list, public records, or contacts that never interacted with your company in any way, shape or form. So with that said, we do have a pilot program offer right now It's 100% money back guarantee. If we don't deliver 10 book calls or live transfers within 30 days, you get a full refund. We do ask that you pay up front, for those initial 10. But there is no retainer. There are no long-term contracts, and we are offering reduced pilot pricing for those first 10 to make it even less of a risk for you. And after that, it's just pay only for results. So every time we get a booked appointment or a live transfer, that's when we would make money. And there's no other additional monthly fee. So if this sounds good and you really want to get more information, or you're ready to get started, go ahead and text pilot to 629 265 0162. There are limited spots available for this program, and we will get a response back to you quickly when you do send it over. So thank you very much, for taking time out of your busy schedule to see what we have. And if you're a good fit, just go ahead and text pilot to 629 265 0162. Thank you, and hope you're having a great day.